security will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations with use of alcohol. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises?
We think not.
They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes so quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. That's been a big book. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 83 and 84.
Thank you, Steve. All right, my name is Rob. And I'm an alcoholic. Yeah. So today's day 7/22. You know, sometimes I just want to say, you know, my name is alcohol and Rob's the problem. You know what I mean? But it's just, I thought that it's kind of funny because you know I got a lot of things sealed on my record, and I thought that the courts you know did me a solid by including something else, but evidently they didn't, and I had to find out the hard way when I applied for this job, and I'm just like, oh shit, this was a potentially like you know a great opportunity, and it let a lot of air out of my balloon, but. Other than that, it's just like I understand. It's just like you know, what, this is all part of the process of you know recovery. You know, things didn't happen overnight, so things are not going to get better overnight as well. You know, so it just no matter what, no matter how things go for me, I just don't drink no matter what. You know, yeah, I get frustrated. Yeah, I get annoyed. Yeah, I get you know perturbed and all of that, but you know, I just don't pick up that drink. No matter what, coming to these meetings, no matter what, because you know you can't get right until you are right, and I look. If it wasn't for these meetings, if it wasn't for you know my sponsors, if it wasn't for my foundation, I know where I'd be. I wouldn't be in a place that I wouldn't be in a good place, and I'm just grateful, you know, for the opportunity. To change, man. And this shit is not easy. One, you know? This is thank you. Right. No, man, it's just, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, man. It's a pain in you know what, man. It's just, you know, it's a constant grind, of like, you know, they say it's recovery, but it's actually discovery. And you're trying to discover who you were meant to be and why. And you know, throughout that process, you're just gonna have to understand that. And one thing I have to understand is just that you know things are just not gonna go your way. You know what I mean? It's navigating emotions without having you know that drink. You know what I mean? To help you get over things. You know what I mean? You don't get over anything when you're drinking. It's actually makes it make things a lot worse. So that's just death, institutions, jail. Yeah, I've been on the verge of death, definitely. So you know, I didn't expect to share today or host today, but I know it is what it is. I do appreciate the obviously opportunity to sit here and talk to you guys about AA and you know my journey. And my journey is just as simple. It's just like I'm just a guy who just decided to stop fucking. Excuse me. Oh, that's one. I'm just a guy who just decided to just stop drinking. It took me 41 years of my life, but I just stopped. You know, and after like you know you build up a track record and enough you know we call it demerits in school, but it's just that I was homicidal, suicidal. I was a very negative person. You know what I mean? Nobody really wanted to be around me, or else they wanted something from me. You know, I was just like completely I was existing, but I wasn't living. You know, and as soon as I stopped drinking and started coming to these programs, and started specifically coming here each and every day, that old person is a thing of the past, you know. And one thing I've learned here is that you can't focus on what has happened or what's going to happen. You just got to focus on the moment. And the only thing you can control is yourself, your impulses, you know. You get mad, you drink. You get sad, you drink. Joyful, you drink. You know, doesn't even matter. Just drink, 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 drink. But now I just don't, you know. Always pick up the phone. And it just, you know, when I first came in here, I didn't say much of anything because I was just, you know, trying to figure things out. You know, I was just trying to understand, you know what I'm saying, what's, you know, my place here, you know. And listening is the greatest form of communication. You know, when people were sharing and telling their stories, I just said to myself, well, obviously, if that person can do it, why can't I? You know, 270 meetings in my first 90 days. You know, I just became overly just consumed with recovery, you know, and therapy and all of that stuff. So, you know, despite, you know, having jobs, losing jobs, having jobs, losing jobs, I haven't lost myself, you know, and that's important. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line right there. As long as I don't lose myself, you know, because I could always find a job, you know what I mean? You can always get a car, you can always but one thing you have that you can't afford to lose is yourself. And that's it, you know, it's just like this choices to not pick up that drink. It's never easy, but if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You know, what we are doing takes tremendous courage, strength, and, you know, help from a higher power. You know, I know I just wouldn't be where I'm at today, although I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I used to be if it wasn't for this program. You know, I can't stress enough that, you know, it takes a village, but you gotta be willing to put in the work. And work in this program, you know, it has, you know, worked wonders for me emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm fucking, you know, I'm a kid from Boston. I'm just naturally pissed off anyway, you know what I mean? So it's just that add alcohol to that, you're just gonna have a pissed off drunk, you know? So that's never a good combination of the two. You know, and the struggle is real, but it's just that, again, you know, each and every day it gets better, you know, it does. You know, and even if something doesn't go your way, you're not where you used to be, you know, and that's that's what keeps me going, you know what I mean? That keeps the fuel in my tank. It's not going backwards, no matter what. And, you know, I'm just forever thankful, you know, to the higher power and to this program. You know, I can't stress it enough. 722 days. How much you got, John? 19 million? And the art of humility too. I'm like, yeah, I got 700 days, and then John decided to do some, you know, calculated work. He goes, yeah, I got 19,400. I'm like, what the? What's it, 18,000? But yeah, you know, just one. But you can't have those. You can't have 700. You can't have 18 million without one day. You know, today I'm not gonna drink. And that's just my mentality. It's just like, not today. It's not going down today. Anything else could happen, but as long as I don't pick up that drink, I'm gonna be okay. You know, and that's it. It's just like it's a day-to-day grind of just constantly saying to yourself, at least I say to myself, today is not the day. You got the best sponsor in the world. You got the best mom in the world. You know what I mean? You got cool people on your side. Today, it's not the day, you know? And it's just, it's a constant, you know, battle. And then this liquor stores. It seemed like once I stopped drinking, I started to notice it was just liquor stores everywhere. It's like, I don't know how that works. It's just like, oh, wow, okay, you know? But I just drive past it. You know what I mean? They don't exist, you know? I know in my first 6 months in recovery, I mean, I was just seeing like I was being bombarded with invitations to go out to bars and go out to these places where, you know, it's going to be a lot of drinking and celebration and having a good time, and I had to, you know, turn all that stuff down, you know, because one thing about this program, what it requires you to do, at least for me, is to be completely honest with yourself, you know. And I know for a fact if I started going out and hanging out with the same type of people, going to the places, people, places, and things, my sobriety would have lasted 4 days, you know. So, you know, discipline and self-determination is, you know, the reason why I could go 722 days without a drink. But trust me, I'm only human. You know, I don't ever get it twisted that it could be me. It could always be, you know, one of us, you know, that could slip up. And if you have slipped up, it's okay. Just get back on a wagon. But me, it's just like slipping up is just not an option. Progress, not perfection. I like that, you know. It just, as long as I don't go to that store, get the brown paper bag, I'm gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. And I think, as far as today is concerned, the best topic would be this gratitude, because I'm forever thankful. I'm thankful for my sobriety. I'm thankful for the people in these halls. I'm thankful for my sponsor. Thankful for my mother. You know, gratitude. You know what I mean? Being appreciative. You know, because as bad as I may believe I may have it, it's always somebody that's going through something worse. You know, so it's just that, you know, right now I believe that I've obviously been spared, but it started with a choice. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys very much. And let's get this thing rock and rolling. All right.